Hello, everyone. I have a nice founding partner of Made Arhitekti, and we've always been interested in those three basic quality elements that's asked for in the buildings. I mean the energy efficiency, low carbon materials, and healthy environment for people. And with healthy, I mean not only the healthy for people, but also healthy for the planet. As we know, we have this relationships with planet that we sometimes forget. When we started the project, we were faced with those challenges, and we are quite sure we can't really build buildings as we did it 20 years ago or 30 years ago, or because we have this future facing, and listening to Paul and all the arguments, I should say that this project, I see that it somehow relates and gives some ideas to the goals of the Green Deal. The building itself is quite interesting in a way that it tries to answer the questions and needs of the client. The client is Salaspils municipality quite close to Riga, with a lot of new families and new people coming to this area. So they need education for small children, kindergartens, preschools, and they need for a lot of those children. So the building is for 12 groups, and it's quite a large building. We thought that this sort of kindergarten machine should be also healthy for the persons or personalities to develop. So we divided the flows of people in 6 entrances. At the same time, we have created a central gathering area, a space with the amphitheater and the stage that will be a common area for social interaction, for communication, and place to learn to make healthy relationships. And I think everybody will agree this in this COVID times, we're longing for seeing this in reality. We also understand that this new kind of typology for the education buildings are facing some architectural challenges, engineering challenges, and this only could be realized with a very supportive and integrated team. And for this project, I should admit we are lucky, and we managed to get to this architectural quality, and also to the beginning of the realization of the project. These are the timber structures for the stage area that are already erected. This is the picture from the last week, and this is the whole structure of the building that consists of concrete base plate, glulam and CLT structure above the ground, and 3 steel structures for the stairs that are made with that are not burning materials. And the problem with this concept that sounds very nice and progressive is that at the moment we're not allowed to build this kind of buildings in Latvia. Basically, the regulations that ask for the fire regulations are the most challenging obstacle to build timber buildings in Latvia. We created a evacuation strategy for the building, and this strategy was presented to the technical committee of the fire department. And at the beginning, we thought it's going to be a kind of easy process, but it developed even more time-consuming. But it was very interesting because for this project, I could say we were cooperating with our team, and we were cooperating with specialists from the State Fire Department. And we designed the building together. We were discussing, we were changing solutions, we were testing solutions, making simulations of the people flows, making calculations for the fire resistance, and putting all the concepts together to mainly to create new quality requirements for the safety of the people, for the health of the people in case of emergency, so that we could use a timber as a material, but we would have the safety requirements met even more strict than it's regulated at the existing norms. And if we, the main idea or the main aspect was the question of the evacuation of the people from the house, the evacuation of the children, and also the evacuation of the children with special needs, because that is the most important part of the fire rescue service. And unfortunately, this time of the evacuation is not even expected to be calculated in the building norms. So the building norms are outdated, but we were opting for a very efficient evacuation, and we were also looking for the experience and other projects in Nordic countries, where we find this very clever way of dividing flows and providing the entrance to the first floor through the exterior stairs. And not only for the fire rescue, but also for the regular access to the building, we find the solution very useful, because we were able to divide the flows. We have only 50 children for each doors, so they have their own community in the two groups, where they have their own entrance, their own spaces, and also the evacuation is for the same on the same route how they're entering the building. So it's a natural and understandable that you, in case of fire, you have to go out of the building the same way you enter the building. This document is very important for the project, because as you may see, it's signed by the general of the State Fire Department, and on the left side we have all the different deviations from the building code that we are allowed to do. But on the right side page, we have 11 points or 11 strategic and technical requirements that we implement in the house to be allowed to do that. So I should say one more time, this was only possible due to the fact that I have support from clients, support from Wood Construction Cluster, a very supportive and competent team members of structural engineers and fire engineers. And then lastly but not least, the very supportive attitude from the State Fire Department. And this is, I mean, this is not the right way to build wooden buildings, but this at the moment in Latvia is the only way how we can start developing this Green Deal concepts, because otherwise we can't trust the norms. We have to move faster than the norms are developed. Regarding the healthy environment or healthy indoor environment, I think we also value more the quality of the environment within the rooms during these COVID times. So we very carefully selected the interior materials. We selected local materials. We selected materials with the minimum toxic, or even materials with no toxic things inside the materials, or minimum VOC emissions. And then we also have only eco materials for the wood preservation. I mean the oil varnish, the linseed oil paints, and Swedish organa wood protection for the facade. So this is part of the idea that the timber elements in the house shouldn't be toxic. We know that usually timber has to be protected in some kind of way, and then if we end up with a toxic waste, it's totally not healthy for people and planet as well. Also for the interior environment, we were able to implement a passive house, German passive house technology, and that helps us to provide the better indoor environment regarding the temperatures, regarding the air quality. And in this project, we have a lot of exposed timber elements in the interior. And due to the fact that it's eco materials, we also have optimized air changes in order to provide optimum humidity levels during the winter. At the same time, we also have a preheating and pre-cooling of the ventilation air, and we hope that this will allow us to provide excellent climate within the rooms. I'm showing you the picture from last week, and even though this is a sort of pilot project, and we have a lot of discussions and a lot of challenges ahead. I'm thankful for all the participants, the builders, the clients, the supervisors of the construction site, and we are moving very quickly. I should admit that the construction is less noisy. It's less dirty. It's somehow very. It's clean and nice, but we still have to learn to work with the timber as material, because it's also not so strong in the rain and in the snow. But I think that for the next conference, I think that the project will be ready, and we would be able to evaluate the result. And I hope this was interesting, and I'm looking forward to realizing this project.